Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this edition of The Big Hit. I'm Nathan, and that's Danny over there. And today we are going to be giving our NFL award predictions. So this is kind of an add-on from last week's episode. We're missing our usual suspects over there, but it's just us today. So, Danny, which award should we start with? What do you think?
I say we start off with the rookies.
I agree. Let's do it. So you want to kick it off?
Yeah, so for my offensive rookie of the year, I'm going to go with the guy who I've been really high on. If you follow me at Nathan's radio show on IUP-FM, I've been saying it all last year. Anthony Richardson's the guy. I know he has a concussion. He's missed a few games, but when he plays, he's a game changer, and he really is setting aside this Colts team from what they were last year. I've been really impressed with what I've seen from Anthony Richardson so far through his arm and through his legs, and I really think that this kid's going to be something special and definitely win the Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay, so my Offensive Rookie of the Year, you told me it was stupid before, but I don't want to pick a quarterback. I think if a quarterback was to do it, it might be C.J. Stroud if he can get some more touchdown passes. But I'm going to be crazy here. I'm taking Zay Flowers, wide receiver, Baltimore Ravens, just because.
He's not even the best receiver.
He seems to be getting a bulk of these targets. Like, I was watching the game last week, he's getting a bunch. But if it's not Zay Flowers, I will say as well Anthony Richardson, if he can stay healthy. Yeah. He has a concussion right now. It seems like it's a key thing in the NFL. Everyone's getting concussed nowadays, all these rookie quarterbacks. But I'm going to take Anthony Richardson or Zay Flowers, but I'm leaning towards, I guess, Anthony Richardson to make you happy, Danny. I'll take Anthony Richardson, but Zay Flowers, close second.
Good pick. All right, do you want to go with the Defensive Rookie of the Years now?
Yeah, you want me to start or you?
Yeah, you can go. As long as you don't steal my pick.
I don't think I will. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to take Jalen Carter, lineman from the Eagles. I just think he was the most hyped defensive prospect, but then they had issues with the legal issues. I think it was like a hit and run or something like that. But the Eagles got a steal with that draft pick. That defensive line is really, really good, and that's a really good addition for an already stacked Eagles defense, and he's going to be a reason the Eagles are another contender for the Super Bowl. So I'm going to take Jalen Carter.
All right, for my Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go with a guy from the SEC. He's built by Bama, Roll Tide. I'm going to go with Will the Thrill Anderson. This guy is a playmaker. I love Will Anderson. He was a baller in college, and he hasn't done a lot yet in the NFL, I'm not going to lie, but I can see that if this Texans team wins, I'll give them a floor of at least 5 games, then I think that Will Anderson could make a case for being a reason that they've won a few of those games. Hopefully he starts making more of an impact in his game and his pass rushing. But I've been really impressed with what I've seen so far from Will Anderson, and I think that his defensive ability and his pure athleticism is going to lead him to win the Defensive Rookie of the Year award.
I was going to say, with the Texans, you said max of 5 wins. They beat the Jaguars by 20 points yesterday. That was nuts. Speaking of that, you see the Dolphins game yesterday, 70-20.
That was crazy.
You know what?
Russell Wilson should be ashamed.
Yeah, I was going into the Miami Dolphins, I want to go with Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I think we got the same guy.
I'm taking Tyreek Hill easily. I think he's been a fantasy football beast. If you don't have him on, if you are not lucky to have him on fantasy, you're going to lose every week against him. Yeah. Even Raheem Mostert had 50 points yesterday, but that's not going to be the Player of the Year. Okay. I'm taking Tyreek Hill. This guy is thriving. It seems like him and Tua are having a very good connection. And the Miami Dolphins look like a legit team. I know they haven't played a lot of good teams, but if you're scoring 70 points, I think the last time that happened was 1966. Saw that stat on the TV. So if you're scoring 70 points against a professional football team, good or bad, you're a Super Bowl favorite unless they stay healthy. If they don't stay healthy, they're in trouble, but they look very, very good. And that GM has built one of the fastest teams in the NFL easily. Yeah. They are a favorite to win. I am taking Tyreek Hill easily for Offensive Player of the Year.
So I was going to go with Tyreek Hill until you said that, so I'm just going to be different here. There's only 2 other players that I could see that win this award, and those 2 players are either Travis Kelce or Christian McCaffrey. So Travis Kelce, obviously, he's a baller. He's now linked up with Taylor Swift, so that might give him some extra confidence. I don't know. I mean, if it were me, it would. But I'm not going to lie. I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey here. I mean, the guy has scored a touchdown in, 13 straight games. You don't see a lot of players doing that. I would say, if he is off the field, that's that to me is a bigger impact than if Travis Kelce is off or if Tyreek Hill is off, because they still have Jalen Waddle and Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes. But I feel like Christian McCaffrey impacts his team more than anyone else in the league. So that being said, Christian McCaffrey is also a dual threat. He can run, he can catch. I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey if he keeps up his pace, if he stays healthy, and if the 49ers can keep doing what they're doing. I've been really impressed so far from him, and I can easily see him winning Offensive Player of the Year. So I'm going to go with CMC just to be different, but I do think Tyreek Hill is a really good pick.
I also liked your whole spiel on Travis Kelce, just because we saw week 1 what the Chiefs had without Travis Kelce. They were garbage. They have no good receivers, but then you see once Travis Kelce comes back, like Mahomes has an actual weapon he can throw to. And it's like,
he's a difference maker.
You know how bad that game against the Bears was yesterday? Fox turned it off and said, we're not going to play it anymore.
The Bears are so bad that they're the team that you bring your girlfriend to, so you ball out against them. That's what Travis Kelce did. He brought his girl to the game, so he's like, I'm going to ball out against these guys. And they whooped them.
I saw a meme. The Broncos and Bears are playing each other next week, so it's going to be the tank for Caleb Williams Bowl. Whoever loses getting that number 1 pick.
The Broncos would never draft Caleb Williams. They've paid too much money for Russ.
That was a dumb trade.
The Bears might, though.
Let's move on to Depoy. I have an answer, and it's not showing bias at all.
Neither am I. I'm
TJ Watt,
I
easily.
got the same one.
He's
on pace for 32 sacks.
Man has 6 sacks through 2.5 games. Even his brother saying he's the best defensive player on the planet. His brother was amazing, too.
Yeah.
If you're still believing in Micah Parsons, get off the bandwagon. It's TJ Watt. It's not Micah Parsons. It's not Myles Garrett. I could go off all day about Myles Garrett getting so much hype. Like you see, it was like Pro Football Focus the game we beat the Browns, Sunday Night Football. They ranked Myles Garrett with 1 total tackle higher than TJ Watt. He had like 2 sacks, a forced fumble. Like, how are you doing that? Like, they just hate TJ Watt? I don't understand. He looks like a beast. He's easily Defensive Player of the Year right now. He's playing the best football of his career right now. I think he's going to shatter his own sack record with him and Michael Strahan if he stays healthy. And right now, he seems to be playing very good enough to stay healthy the whole year. And the Steelers' entire defensive group has looked amazing without Cam Hayward, because I was worried about that. But him and Highsmith, and I'll even say Holcomb, looked amazing last night. And they need that middle linebacker group to go crazy with that, since the main linebackers are the interior edge linebackers, Watt, Highsmith. And if one of those guys gets hurt, they're in trouble, but they're cooking right now. I'm taking TJ Watt.
I as well am going to take TJ Watt. I mean, the guy's a baller, like Nathan said. There's no stopping him. And I think one of the biggest reasons that he should win is when he's off the field. Also, like my Christian McCaffrey pick, I mean, the Steelers don't win without TJ Watt. He's the biggest game changer, I would say, in all of football right now. I mean, besides the quarterback position, because obviously you're not going to win without your quarterback. But TJ Watt is such a difference maker. When he's in the game, offenses literally change their scheme than when he's out of the game. And him with Alex Highsmith, that is a whole nother reason for them to have to block someone else. It's going to give TJ more separation and get to the quarterback faster. He's already had so many quarterback pressures. He already 6 sacks by the time we're filming this. And I think he's on pace right now for 32 sacks,
That's
which would
nuts.
be, unbelievable. But he's probably not going to get that. I do think he's going to break his record. But the big if he stays healthy. I think TJ Watt can stay healthy. He's been a little more precautious so far, and he's dealt with some injuries before. So I think that this is TJ's year. This is a big year for that Steelers defense. I think that Micah Parsons, also, as you said, is the runner-up right now. He's playing great, but again, there's something with those Cowboys defensive players and not staying healthy. So I'm still going to go with TJ Watt.
Cowboys lost to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
That was kind of embarrassing. Josh Dobbs owned their franchise.
Yeah.
Former Steelers legend Joshua Dobbs. But I'll add this about TJ Watt. Like you said, he seems to be playing more cautiously. I did see that last night, even though he already had 2 sacks. Seemed like he wasn't like going crazy trying to get more. So it seems like he doesn't want to hurt his hamstring yet again, or his shoulder, or like I forget what it was last year. But yeah, he looks very good. I'm easily with as little bias as all, because I don't like taking any Steelers picks for any awards on anything I do, but I am easily taking TJ Watt. You can't deny it.
I agree.
Well, we're now at MVP, and I guess after that we can do like surprises of the season.
Coach of the year
for time.
too,
Yeah, Coach of the Year. You know what? Let's just do Coach of the Year, I guess.
All right, you go first. What do you want me to do?
You can go first. I'm
going to go with the GOAT, McDaniels. Big fan of him. The Dolphins are playing really well this year, and I just love the way he carries himself. He's a fun coach, and if the Dolphins keep up on this pace, I really think that Coach McDaniels can win the Coach of the Year award. He's really exciting to watch, being a coach, which you really don't see often. But that doesn't have any significance in the award. The Dolphins are blowing out people's expectations right now. I mean, they put up 70 points. I mean, Coach of the Year. Come on, feed me McDaniels.
You ready for mine?
Yeah.
Sean Payton, Denver Broncos. No, I'm just kidding. It's McDaniels. Right. Dude got he killed the Broncos. I'm not picking Sean Payton, but yeah, McDaniels. The Dolphins, if they stay healthy, they're easily a top 3 team right now for me. A lot of people are keeping them out of the top 3 for some reason. People are saying it's the Chiefs, Eagles, and 49ers. Yeah. I think the 49ers are in there, the Dolphins are in there, and the Chiefs are in there right now. Yeah. I don't think the Eagles are a top 3 team right now, probably a top 5 at least, but they're not playing like a top 3 franchise. McDaniels, he has a lot of weapons, and he's using them to the best of their ability. Even their GM for GM of the year, easily. The fact that he has made the fastest team in the NFL, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mostert's looking really good, and Tua is playing very good football. Yeah. And here's the thing about Tua. You don't see a lot of success for left-handed quarterbacks, really, in the NFL. He's killing it. Yeah. Just beat a team 70-20. Like I said, that never happens. And they were a touchdown away from breaking the record for most points. They were 3 away from tying. And of course, they were being good sports and had to kneel the football and spike it. But I was like, please just go. I want to see someone hit 73. But sadly, did not happen. I'm taking McDaniels for Coach of the Year. So, MVP.
I'll let you do that one.
Well, I'm staying on the Dolphins train. Sorry if I took your answer. If you want to use it, you can. But if he can stay healthy, that is a big if. If he doesn't get those infamous concussions we saw twice last year. If he stays healthy, Tua Tagovailoa for MVP. The dude looks like a beast this year. It looks like he's trying to silence all of his doubters. He's taking advantage of having an absolutely amazing offense. And Tua, I think, is your MVP. Because it's always a quarterback. Yeah, at this point, like, there was one year I thought Cooper Kupp should have won it, which I wish role players could win these awards. But they're just giving it to quarterbacks. And out of all the quarterbacks right now that are playing good football, Tua is playing the best of his career through 3 games. And I want to see how it goes. I think they play the Bills next. I'm pretty sure on the schedule. I'll have to double check that. But if they play the Bills and Josh Allen, I want to see how the Miami Dolphins fare, because I think it is in Buffalo. So I want to see some cold weather action, see what they're doing, and possibly up north. But no matter what, they are getting the wins when they matter. Tua is your MVP for this year.
All right, so that's what I wanted to go with as well. I wanted to go with Tua Tagovailoa, but I'm going to change my answer to be different. I think that Tua is obviously the front runner as of right now, but I could definitely see a scenario where he loses a few games that he shouldn't. It happens every year to the Dolphins, or Tua gets hurt, which I would hate to see, but it's happened a lot in the past. And with his concussions, we saw him have some pretty serious injuries. So I'm going to change my answer here, and I'm going to go with the NFL's golden boy. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes, just for the fact that it's Patty Mahomes, man, and really that's the scapegoat. Mm-hmm. If there's not a surefire answer in the NFL is just going to go with Patrick Mahomes, just so at the end of his career, they can be posting on social media being like, who's better, Mahomes or Brady? So I think that if Tua does not have a phenomenal MVP season, and Mahomes just has a pretty good season, Mahomes is just going to default get the award. And we saw that happen a few years ago with Tom Brady and stuff like that.
Aaron Rodgers.
And Rodgers, when people just are just like, everyone has a good season, they're just going to give it to the guy that they want to have it. And right now, the NFL glazes Patrick Mahomes. It's just something that happens. Personally, I love Mahomes, so I don't really hate the glazing, but in a few years, I'm going to be like, all right, let's
stop it.
I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. I really don't have to justify this anymore. It's Patrick Mahomes. We've known he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Yeah. He could go down as the best of all time. In my opinion, he's already top 10, top 5. Debate a wall. I don't know.
Seems like we see the same guys win MVP every year.
Oh, yeah.
I think one of the last different ones was Lamar.
Yeah.
I think it was 2018, I'm pretty sure. But it's been Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. I would think it would be cool I know I don't want the Bengals to win, but seeing a Joe Burrow in there in the future. Tua would be amazing. If Tua can stay healthy, he could also win Comeback Player of the Year.
No, DeMar Hamlin has that locked up. There's no situation.
Mickey Mouse
DeMar
award.
Hamlin's not going to play another game. He's getting comeback player of the year just because he died on the field and came back. So it's a great story, but he's if you go on your sports book right now, you can look at the odds. DeMar Hamlin's minus 300 to win comeback player of the year.
Is he even doing good?
He hasn't played yet. Yeah, he hasn't even played
He'll play
a game
one
yet.
snap. The last good comeback player of the year was Alex Smith when he actually broke his leg
but
and
Ben,
actually
I thought Ben should have won that year.
Ben could have won with his
Ben
whole
should've won
elbow
that year,
injury.
'cause Ben played great that year. Alex Smith just came back.
Was that the year the Steelers started 13-0?
I think so. Yeah.
Then it all went to crap, you could say.
All right, everyone. That was this little segment predicting the NFL Player Awards. We're gonna go into our next segment, talk a little Bucko baseball. We'll see you then.